Alrighty. So, what's happening behind the scenes as you change inside? Alrighty. So, a lot of us are finding that sweet spot of balance and poise where we are actively focusing on ourselves, phasing out distractions. All the while, distractions are consistently trying to get our attention. Now, this question is not only talking about what's happening in the spiritual realm, what's also happening externally. And just as having this scope of awareness allows us to move more smartly, because as you start to realize how individuals in the past used to bamboozle you, and it would always appear as if you just didn't know something, or you were behind, or maybe I should learn a new skill, we start to learn that individuals, they already have their preconceived expectations toward us if they're not of pure heart. And this is something that they take time to cultivate, so it comes off as if it's genuine. Okay? And this statement does not apply for all. If you're pure-hearted, you just naturally go up to someone and you're just like, hey, I really just genuinely want to get to know you. But because anything that is pure, individuals who are not pure just love to tamper with it. And after it is, made to look like snow that has been dirtied upon, they just want to go to the next thing. So if you have the ability to, quote unquote, metaphorically, keep your snow always fresh and pure, then you are naturally going to consistently attract individuals who like to, quote unquote, dirty up your snow. The only thing that they know how to do is to consistently dirty up pure snow and then go to the next thing. Now imagine that this is a world where there's, less pure snow than there's dirty snow. You're going to naturally attract individuals who are dirty snow, hoping to dirty your snow up. And you're going to have to make sure you protect your clean snow from their dirty snow. All the while having to protect your clean snow from individuals who just simply want to, as soon as the first landing of you, quote unquote, they're doing climate control so you can melt. Or they're getting out the snow scrapers to get you up, because they're like, we don't want people seeing the snow. We don't want people having a snow day where it's just pure joy and fun. There's a lot of individuals who are very highly jealous and envious of your purity and innocence. And the more pure and innocent you become, the more dastardly they become. Now, in my experience, I have experienced the worst of individuals. To other people, they will be less heinous, but still heinous. And when I would describe my situation to individuals about encountering people's beyond their shadow self, people will look at me as if I was playing victim. No, I take accountability. I've done some heinous shit myself. And I thank Mama Karma for putting me in my place. See, it's not that, love and light individuals don't get heavy karma. We get karma. In fact, we get it much worse. When we do fucked up shit, we get that karma much worse. And it's so that we can get back to our sweet spot, our center. I know when I was in a moment of, selfishness and just wallowing in self-pity, I kicked out someone who, honestly, I don't even really know who she is. But at the time, I thought I knew who she was, because I wanted to be able to have control over something in my life, since I was constantly having people control me. And you know what? Karma said, I'm about to have you be humbled, sis. And karma came in, and I got the medicine I needed. And the individual I kicked out was pregnant. And when the same thing happened to me, it really just had me realize, shit, I really deeply impacted that young lady and her child. So, am I upset that what has happened to me with my children not being with me has happened? No, I'm grateful to have experienced this, because now I can understand how other mothers feel who have children, who their motherhood is being basically tested every single day because individuals are basically trying to mother them and they can't even mother themselves. And then when you have mindful parents who is just trying to, manage themselves while being a good support system and a protector for their children, to give them the basic necessities so that their kids can be self-sufficient. But then you have, toxic individuals trying to come in and consistently enforce codependency. It's a struggle to be a parent. Being a parent is a full spiritual experience. Being a parent really is that wake-up call that I really have to get my shit together. I know for me personally, I started changing inside when I became a parent. When I started, my child was growing in me, I started learning how to love myself. And one of the biggest acts of self-love for me was being honest with myself about how I deceive, manipulate, and lie to myself. And I was able to see how others were doing it to me as well. And the part of myself that I did not want to acknowledge was that I was beating myself up for other people's traumas. Because I had a lot of people, beat their traumas into me, psychologically manipulate me so I could take on their traumas. So I carried it around as if it was my own. I carried their shame and guilt around as if it was my own. And their shame and guilt was so heavy, and it was I was constantly receiving it from one way or another when I was not aware of how energy worked, that I was, self-destructive. I was overgiving to the point where I had nothing left to give. And so I go back to, the example where I kicked someone out while she was pregnant. And I was so blinded by how I had negatively impacted someone that when it happened to me, I had to come face to face with, let's accept who we are at a soul level. And instead of us beating ourselves up and feeling shameful and guilty about what we have done, let's get honest with ourselves here. And this journey of self-love, of changing on the inside, I'm starting to see things on the external that I don't understand. So the reason we're doing this reading, what's happening behind the scenes as you change inside, let's get an understanding. We're using the Mother Peace Round Tarot deck. Okay, today she is gracing us with her presence. This deck I have, her personality, she is very noble. And she only makes an appearance when she feels led to. And this is the energy we should be taking on. Only coming out when we want to. Only doing things when we want to. Having people, acquiesce to our schedules. Because this is how noble we are. Okay, a card hasn't come. Oh, a card just popped out. Two, actually. We have the Two of Wands and the Six of Swords in reverse, supported by the Ten of Cups. Alrighty. Let me get some other beautiful little cards. We have a blank blue card. It's deep royal blue. And mother and unborn fetus protected from miscarriage is coming out. Let's see. So intuitively, I'm picking up, and we have nutritionist came out. Someone is pregnant. So what's happening behind the scenes is our health is improving. With this Six of Swords in reverse, I'm picking up that there is a lot of attempts with this Two of Wands upright to psychically attack you and disrupt your peace on a consistent basis. Now, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I thought to myself, someone don't want me to be honest, but I'm going to be honest. Let me psychically attack these same people who are psychically attacking me the same way they want me to be attacked. But then I start to realize, no, let me just express how I feel as authentically as I need to. Because I know what's important to me. My motherhood is important to me. I honor in the knowledge that I am royalty. And I know this is my first time doing this. I am royalty, and I will act and treat myself as royalty. And I do not care if anyone else is aware that I'm royalty and they, purposely go above and beyond to disrespect me. At the end of the day, my energy is overpowering their lower level toxicity. So what's happening behind the scenes is that as we are focusing on health, and we are embracing our lineages, 12-12 confirmation of royalty, there are those who are projecting their lack of peace onto us, and they're trying to take up space in our heads. And with this 10 of Cups here, I'm picking up you've closed out a cycle with the 10 of unhealthy connections. And you are creating a brand new family unit. And I'm picking up a lot of people are going to go above and beyond to acquiesce to it. With nutritionists, I'm picking up, that people are really going to be studying the way your family dynamic is, being run, how it operates. You know how people do meal prep and things like that? There's going to be more consciousness on the way connections are ran. Because at the end of the day, a lot of individuals are realizing the reason they're not able to have healthy connections is because of themselves. And even if they are healthy, they're realizing there's some things that they have to do to lay down this foundation for healthy connections. So what's happening behind the scenes is healthy connections are phasing out toxic connections. This is powerful. Healthy connections are phasing out toxic connections. And this is going to be seen more definitely in the summertime. You know how in the summertime you hear about the summer romance, and this is where a lot of energy vampires normally will, harvest off of empaths. That's not happening anymore. Empaths now are standing their ground. They're like, fuck that shit. I don't want your toxic shit. I know there's a healthy friendship group for me, a healthy relationship, romantic relationship. My kids can have a healthier relationship, and we don't need your toxicity. So what's happening behind the scenes is as you're doing the inner work, things are working in your favor so that you can have a foundation of stability, so that if anyone tries to come in and disrupt it, well, they will be disrupted even more.